Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ryan Newple here, Noob Sports Show, episode 158. Excited that you're here, listening in, tuning in as you do each and every time. Really appreciate the attention you give the show. It's been a while since we've had a show, but we have another great guest here today. Excited to jump in and understand a little bit of what's going on with this company and this individual. But first of all, if you guys have any questions, make sure you put them in the comments of wherever you're watching this. We'll circle back, we'll address them as we can, and kind of go from there. All right, without further ado, I'm going to bring on my guest today. Today, I got Jonathan Bierig. Jonathan's with Ultimate Odds. How are you, Jonathan?
How's it going, Ryan? Really happy to be here. Thank you to having me.
Excited to have you as well. Excited to hear your story and really what's going on. But first of all, how are things treating you up in Philadelphia, right? Up in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, not too bad. We got good weather right now, so just enjoying it. Usually we don't have the best weather, so right now just embracing what we have and, going with it. Currently right now in the office, hopefully get out and enjoy the sun pretty soon.
Winding down a little bit from I always like to call it like my Super Bowl week. It's like March Madness week was last
Oh my
week, and
God.
man, it's just like a flurry of activity and games. And for a sports fan, like the
Yep.
action that happens on that March Madness week is amazing. So did you get to enjoy that a little bit as well?
Enjoy is an interesting word because my bracket is busted. I had Auburn, so Miami actually took them down. But I know that the games are coming down here. I think on Friday and Sunday. I think Purdue's playing here in UCLA and UNC. So
Mhm.
maybe I'll check it out if I can. But super exciting time. And March Madness is one of my favorite times for sure. I mean, it's just it's crazy. I mean, you could really see just the games. There's no one's safe pretty much. So
Yeah.
it's been fun, but
Yeah, for
nonetheless,
sure.
no
It's always
bracket
a
for me.
good time. Always a good time. And my brackets are busted as well, but I think everybody's are. So it's like, who's are busted more? Who knows?
Who do you have
But
winning?
yeah, you know what? I was telling some people earlier that this is the first year I didn't actually do a bracket of integrity. Typically, I'll do a bracket of integrity. Like, this is my
Okay.
bracket, and I'll put it everywhere. For some reason, this year, I was in so many different contests that I was just kind of like bracket, 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 bracket. And I was just kind of picking different brackets. And so it's kind of cheating. So I have all sorts of different people winning. I think if you would have asked me at the very, very beginning, I probably would have said maybe Kentucky or Gonzaga are my two favorites. Kentucky already let me down. I did like Kansas a little bit, and I still kind of like them. They're looking good. But how about you? Did you have a firm
Yeah,
winner?
I got one bracket. I have Arizona winning, but if I had to choose, I think Arizona will win still. But I do have
Yeah.
Nova as a dark horse. I think Villanova's got a good system. I like their point guard Gillespie, number two.
Yeah.
He's pretty good. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm choosing between Nova and Arizona for now.
Well, at this point, I'll be cheering for you as well. I think those are two good options. So let's dive right in here, man. I
Yeah,
want to jump
absolutely.
in. I want to learn a little bit about you. From this is the first time we've met, and listen, look like a young kid, right, rare and ready to go. I'm excited to hear your path to get to where you are today. So tell us a little bit about yourself, your journey to get to where you are with Ultimate Odds.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, really, it started about 2 years ago. I was originally doing real estate, and I think that's when I kind of noticed that that really wasn't for me, that path. And through that, I found, more of my entrepreneurial spirit and started to really enjoy doing my own thing. And then, me and my co-founder, Justin, really, came together, wanted to start something, and we got started in the odds comparison area, and that's kind of when we originally started, and we really went forward with that and built some connections, created an affiliate network. And through that, we met a lot of really, really great people. And within that sort of time period, we noticed that there was a lot of competition and not much differentiation within that market sector of the market specifically. And so we kind of adjusted and pivoted from that point, after really talking to a couple people, mainly Seth Young,
Mm,
one of the folks that we spoke to, and he really
hmm
gave us a pretty good criticism. And I think part of our biggest point of like where we really shifted everything was taking that criticism rather than pushing it to the side. We really took that criticism and understood that people within the industry knew what was lacking and what wasn't. And so we took that. A couple months later, I went back to him and told him what we were doing, and he was excited about it. But what we really pivoted to, and partly, I think this all ties together with my path, is me being me and both my co-founder being avid sports fans and sports bettors alike. we always ended up doing the same thing at the end of the day, and that was talking about and comparing either our bets or our fantasy. And I mean, fantasy for us was religion. Fantasy is obviously a yearly thing, and we did this all the time, but the amount of time that we spent on it was something that we really, focused on with what we were building at Ultimate Odds. And so between, being always in the middle of it and comparing and kind of just trash talking, which is basis of sports and sports betting as always, we came up with Ultimate Odds, which basically brings, the fantasy space and the sports betting space together by putting sports betting in a fantasy format. And when I say that, you basically are able to do two things. You're able to create a daily and you're able to create a season long. And what happens is for like the season long, for example, you would basically say me, you, and 8 other people wanted to create a fantasy-like league with sports bets instead of starting positions like QB, wide receiver, and tight end. You have money line, over, under, spread, and then flex. And with those positions, what happens is the point system is based off of the odds. And so if you have the Bucks money line, say you're doing a season long and it's week 2 and the Bucks are playing the Rams and you don't like the Bucks, you can put them on the waiver. You can put them on your bench and go to the waiver wire. And someone in your league might not have the Jets. And listen, I'm never going to say bet the Jets, but if you like them for a specific week and you like their odds and you put them on your starting lineup, say the Jets hit and the three other bets that you have in your lineup hit, and you end up with a total of 1,000 plus 1,000, your friend has plus 600, you'd win that week. And then, we also offer a daily version of this. And so essentially it's not drafting. You basically pick your lineup of bets and you'll have basically like a parlay, and your friend or up to 1,000 people really in a pool will create their own parlays. And whoever has the highest odds at the end of the, game or matchup would win the initial buy-in. So that's really how it works.
That's a cool concept. I really like that. I think you did a very good job of explaining that as well. So I appreciate you leading me through this already. You explained kind of what the product is and what you guys are doing. That's really cool. So where are you at in the life cycle of this? I mean, are you guys launched and live and rocking and rolling? Are you in beta mode? Where are you guys at currently?
Definitely. I mean, we're right now at this point where, we're in this great stage of just like we're really taking in all the information that we're getting from, our customers and people that we speak to, our investors and advisors, and we're still building. Our plan right now is for NFL season to, have a full launch and be able to really enjoy that side of, betting, because that's my favorite time as well. And so we'll be looking to launch then, but right now we're really building based off of what we think is built for our customers. And, I like to say that I'm building this for myself. This is something that me and both my co-founder really want to build for ourselves. This is something we feel that we want to do. And so it makes it a lot easier. You're not building something for another person. This is something that you want to be doing. So it's an enjoyable process. Right now, we just closed our seed fundraising round. And so we're going off of that. We're really in the lab right now, just trying to get development done, obviously focusing on some of the important things that we want to work on.
Yeah, congrats on that. I mean, closing that round is a big deal, and it's a big step to be able to kind of bring to life, what you're doing in business. And so I'm sure you guys have a fun next 3 to 4 to 5 months. I always consider these next few months kind of like, it's a breather time in sports. But I mean, when you're going hard at developing something, that's a whole other mindset. You got to be head down and you're shooting for that football goal, which is always like comes up faster than you think, right?
Yeah, man, this is like this at this point right now. This is like my season. So they have NFL season, they have NBA season. This is our season right now. This is Ultimate
Jonathan
Odds season.
season.
Yeah, exactly. We're really right now just like there's
Good.
no off season at this point. But we're okay with that. I mean, to be honest, we're both very passionate about what we're doing, and so it makes it very easy. I think the industry has treated us really well, and there's some people that I've really been able to learn from, and that's partly why this has become such a great experience, is the people that we've surrounded ourselves with, whether it be our investors or our advisors or our mentors or just our friends that really have supported us to this point. I think that's really what makes this, a fun experience overall. And so it doesn't really feel like work. It just feels like we really want to get this thing out here.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And it's such a unique, it really is a unique model, like you were alluding to earlier, getting some great advice from some great people in the industry, is always a good thing. And it sounds like you guys are capitalizing on that and really pivoting, shifting to making something that is unique and I say needed in the industry. I guess we don't know that until we get it out there and then see, right? But it feels like something that really has a little differentiator to it and could get some legs. So let's move on a little bit to the business side of it from your side, because you mentioned kind of being an affiliate. You mentioned some other things like that, and so what's the business model look like for you guys here? I mean, are you looking for advertisers? Are you truly an affiliate where you're getting people signed up and things of that nature? Tell me a little bit about that with you
Yeah,
guys.
for sure. So we actually have two different models right now. So obviously with the daily being the daily and the season long being the season long and the buy-ins and all that stuff. But we actually feel as though Ultimate Odds is a great educator for new sports bettors and newcomers to the industry, where you really get to learn the lines, the odds, the difference in, the game matchups and how they affect the odds and all those things, especially when you're setting a lineup. And you don't have, a huge risk as much as you would if you were to place $100 parlay as a new bettor and you lost it. And let's be honest, everyone wants to place that parlay to make $1 million. That's the American dream, the new American dream,
It
or
is.
the sports bettor dream. But everyone wants to place that bet. But if you're going on Ultimate Odds and you're placing, you start a league with your friends, and you have week after week to correct yourself. So you're really able to learn without burning a hole through your pockets. But to that point, other than that, we're really trying to create an educational space. And so with that being said, we feel as though we're a good gateway into, regular sports betting, which is why we are connected with many of the sports books as well as an affiliate. And so what our goal is to be able to really be able to bring people, say you have your team and we send you a notification saying, hey, you can place this bet, based off of your team, you can get this boosted bet on a sports book. That's kind of the goal, is to be able to give people the option to do that. And we, partnered with many of the sports books to be able to do that. And so we don't see ourselves as necessarily competing with these big guys. And, I think we can work off of each other, especially based off of the fact that a lot of our users may be people who are new to the industry. And so that's kind of our goal over there.
That's awesome. One of the big challenges that companies face in this space, and I'm sure, I want to hear your thoughts on this and how you guys are addressing this, but just the legalization and regulation and all of the above across all the different states and things of that nature is crazy. And with you guys, you're not taking bets. And so how does that work from but this will be real money, right? This isn't free to play. This will be real money where they're putting money into like a fantasy game, but it has the betting behind it. Talk a little bit about the regulation side. I mean, I know you're obviously probably not a lawyer or anything, but talk a little bit about the challenges in that space that you guys have experienced and how you're addressing it.
It's funny you say. I feel like I might be a lawyer at this point, just from going through all this stuff already and just having to go through the weeds and talk about a maze. I mean, just like figuring out what to do and how to do it. But yeah, no. So we really see ourselves as more of a fantasy product, being that it is more game of skill than game of chance, because at this point you're really picking your lineups, and the outcome of the matches aren't based on the outcome of the games. They're more based off of the points that you accumulate. And so whoever accumulates the most points, you can hit all your bets and you can still lose. So that's not really based off of the, just the game itself. And so it is more of a game of skill. And so we're trying to go through that path right now and, be able to be legal in most of the states, similar to companies like Prize Picks, where you're able to do that and place real money bets. And so that's really the plan right now. And, just making sure that we, cover all our bases. And that's kind of the goal.
Yeah, that's cool. And you're right. It is a maze. And I kind of feel the same way, right? It's like, I'm not a lawyer, but I feel like just since I've like dive into all of this stuff all the time, I almost feel like I can speak in that language a little bit somehow or some way. But I give you props for tackling it that way, kind of head on. I mean, that shows, honestly, it shows the true entrepreneurial spirit in you. And like, hey, you're going to tackle whatever you need to make the company successful. Which in this space, that is one of them, right? That's especially even on the affiliate side. I mean, going down the affiliate vendor licenses and all the states and all the above, I mean, feels like a mess sometimes as well.
Yeah, we actually had to do that in the beginning, the early stages of our our company. Originally with the affiliate side, we had to get, and thanks to PointsBet for originally helping us get one of the licenses in New Jersey, and we went through that process as well and all the paperwork and stuff. But yeah, as a founder, I think both me and my co-founder noticed that if you really want your company to succeed, you have to be a master of all trades and a jack of all trades. And so you really need to be able to speak code when you never did. And, you have to be able to be a lawyer on Tuesday, be a technical founder on Monday. On Wednesday, you got to be a marketer. And it's just like that. And then at the same time, you have to be mentally sane, and you need to be prepared for all the things that come your way. I mean, these things happen every day. There is no, as a founder and as
Yeah.
being in a startup, there's no like 9 to 5. It's when you wake up, or even before you wake up till you go to sleep, there might be something that comes up, and you just have to be prepared for it. And I think that's kind of what it is. And being teachable and understanding that there's people in the industry who may know more and who have other experiences that you can really learn from, and use that to propel your business, rather than trying to go against the grain and just being like, yeah, I can do this myself. That's not the mentality you need to have.
That's great advice. I mean, really good advice. I didn't ask for advice for everyone, but that was going to be one of the questions, was what kind of advice would you have? I don't even have to ask that question now, because you definitely hit the nail on the head, and kind of showed some things that, you need to focus on as an entrepreneur or the leader of a business. I mean, it doesn't stop. It's always something. And so it's pretty
Yeah.
cool. So where are you guys headed? I mean, you got your funding, you got your round of funding, you're heading into major developmental stage here over the next 4 to 5 months. Is that just it? I mean, are there, I guess, to rephrase the question, maybe somebody watching this can help you guys in some way or another. What are some ways that maybe somebody could help? What are you looking for over the
Yeah,
next
for
while?
sure. Yeah, really right now we're obviously in the development stage, but right now we're also looking at partnerships, cool partnerships that we can make. We want to really innovate the space as much as possible, within our scope, obviously. And so, we like to make cool partnerships and find cool ways to really, change things up a little bit, really trying to build a community around what we're building. And so beyond that, being active on social media, we're trying to do that and create some cool ambassador situations, and build an affiliate side of everything. And that's really what we're working on. And aside from that, we want to have the best tech, and we're trying to figure out who offers what, and how we can build it in house, and how we can build it with other people. And so that's
Mm,
partly what we're doing. And obviously, as a founder, you have to look forward. You have to be in the present, you also have to be looking forward. And so we're always thinking of ways to adjust and kind of adapt to what's happening.
yeah, very cool. Very cool. Well, Jonathan, I really appreciate you being here. I know you're a busy guy wearing all these hats. I will let you go, but any last words for everybody? Any last words, thoughts, questions, comments about what's going on with you guys?
Yeah, I just really appreciate you having me on, and I love what you do, and so thank you once again. Like I said, if anybody wants to reach out, I'm a big fan of taking calls and whatnot. That's kind of how I got into the industry, just by people being nice and people really opening up to me. And so, on that note, if anyone listening or anybody really just wants to have that conversation, I'd love to. And so, like I said, thanks for having me on, and looking forward to keeping up with you guys.
Yeah, what's the best avenue to get a hold of you guys? I know, website is altodds.com, correct? That's where they'd
Yep.
find out a little bit more about what you guys got going on, I'm sure. But what's the best channel to get a hold of you guys if they're wanting to talk to you?
Yeah, I'm a big LinkedIn guy. When I first started, I used to, be all over LinkedIn. And so LinkedIn's great, Jonathan Bierig. And then, you have our website, of course. Our Instagram's Alt Odds Official. And then
Okay.
our Twitter's at Alt Odds. And then, any other way, if you see my name on anything, I can be reached. As a founder, you got to be on your phone at all times. So just,
I love
at
it.
any time. So really anybody. So I appreciate it.
Cool. I love it. That's awesome. We'll make sure we put all those links in the show notes so you guys can click on those, get out there and get a hold of Jonathan. I really encourage anybody watching this to do so. One of the great guys in the industry, just grinding away, doing some good things. I'm excited to see where this app and this product leads over the next 6 to 9 months. I think it's going to be amazing. So, Jonathan, I wish you the best of luck. I thank you for being here and really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care. All right, that was Jonathan Bierig of Ultimate Odds app coming out soon. I'm excited to see where that leads. Hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was Noob Sports Show, episode 158. We'll be back with 159 shortly, I'm sure. But until then, you guys stay safe. And if you need anything, I'm Ryan Newple out on all the channels, LinkedIn, any of the social media. I'm out at Noop or Ryan Newple. So take care, stay safe. Until next time, we'll have a great one. Bye-bye.